Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, individual out there. Today, I would like to speak about gratitude is a healing of your soul. If you master your will and your emotions to be grateful for whatever you might encounter and for whatever you learn from others and from whatever situation that might be deemed less than favorable, you get to have an insight and an overview and an objective overview through your memories, through your experiences, through your own actions, thoughts, and feelings. You will get a picture of how things operate and what values you are getting to know yourself by. When you are grateful, it counteracts pride, it counteracts sadness. It truly is something that through feeling grateful, if you are really sad, if you are grateful for the sadness and what it teaches you, as an example, you will overcome it and you will see the lesson in it, but you have to sit there and feel it. If you want it away, if you want it as some kind of shame, or if you feel shameful for your emotions, that means you have not gotten to know yourself or your emotions, because your emotions is your number one guiding system. It is where your inspiration comes from. With your mind you have imagination, and in your will you have intuition, intuitive actions, inspirational feelings, and imaginative thoughts. This is, spiritual faculties we have that allows us to go aside from what we otherwise know in everyday life. And by being grateful and not taking this for granted, brings you to a certain stability of a constant change. This constant change have an influx of many kinds of emotions, feelings, and sensations. But by you being grateful and getting to know yourself, you know how you operate alone. Once other human beings come into the picture, that is where we show our values, or not neglect, but deny what we do not like. Because if we do not uphold a standard, working and aspiring towards becoming better, working towards becoming more loving and caring, you will become colder and colder. It needs to be stimulated. It is a muscle, so to speak. Love is a muscle, so to speak. You need to flex it. You need to stimulate it. That's the best way to describe it. And when you do, through gratitude, sitting in the emotion you are in, being grateful for it, you learn from it, so that you do not do the same mistake again, and you know what your values are. It is important to get into your own emotions about this. No one is faultless, no one is blameless, and no one is perfect. But to be ashamed of things and hide it away will not help you master it. Taking it forth, observing it objectively and lovingly, so that you can, when these things shows up, you are prepared for it, and you can start your own battle with yourself. Of course, something has to be said. If left unsaid, it will fester in your subconscious. That is why it is important to be honest. Honest with your emotions. If you hide or are afraid of your emotions, something is wrong. There is something down there that you do not dare look at. And that is highly limiting, because you cut yourself off from, 2 of your 3 human inner faculties. You have only thinking left. Your feelings and willings are out of whack. But by mastering them through gratitude, gratitude always gives you something that is worth striving for. Yes, it is easier said than done being grateful. But there are a million things in this world to be grateful for. It is about looking for them. It is about wanting to find them. It is about wanting to uplift yourself. But it can't be done faithlessly. It has to be faith there. It has to be knowing that it is something within you that is divine, that shines out when it is ready for it, when the time comes for creation and beautiful artistry and communication, socializing, is what I focus on at least. And when we can't become aware of our inner being in a full way, something is always missing in life. And it will reflect upon our moods, upon our behaviors, upon our will, because you are not aware of your emotions and will. You tuck them away, and they run rampant within your whole system, which is why you need to have a certain level of stability and harmony. You need to know yourself to bring about your own harmony. And that is gratitude. That is where gratitude comes in. You are not ashamed of yourself. You are grateful for all you have gone through. You are grateful for being born. You are grateful for going through all of the strife and suffering, but also the enjoyable and loving times. And the more to come. Don't long for the past. Don't long for past good experiences. If you try to chase that and have that same experience again, it will be less strong. But if you look to the unknown horizon, over to what might come next, is where you will find new experiences that is just as powerful, that is just as loving and caring. But you need to have gratitude and don't take life for granted. By truly aligning your actions with your words and your emotions is very necessary, because so many people are talking empty words without following up with actions. It is kind of a common thing about human beings today. You rarely ever meet them within their own soul, within our soul. But by truly be active here and now, within this moment, feeling, sensing, listening, watching, in this is where everything shows up. If you are afraid of it, you have a problem or a challenge. Because, well, it is every single individual human being's responsibility to know themselves. Know thyself. With gratitude, it is easier. It is a healing. It is a remedy. This is just an example, but gratitude is a spiritual, divine being from the hierarchy. Pride is a demon. They have two completely different feelings to them. That is just an example. And by getting to know the language and how the language feel, you become more, precise. Yes, you become more precise and more in line with what you want to get out as a message. You are creating here and now. I have been doing this for 2-3 years now. Free speaking. Dragging down from memories and from what I have gotten to understand for myself through study. And this brings about a certain presence that I can't lie here because my whole body would squirm. I speak from experiences here. I speak from my own lessons, from my own reality that has over time come to a very clear and transparent to me. And I have also learned that you don't play favorites anymore. Some people will betray that favoritism. That I have understood. And I will observe every human being as I observe myself. It is very strict, but if we are to be family, brothers or sisters, it requires a very certain amount of effort. And to uphold this standard, to uphold this strong connection to the moral world, to the gratitude, to the love, to the care, is where healing is, and you will be a strong foundation for the divine realm here on earth. You become a connection, you become a walking vessel, walking mouthpiece for the hierarchies, and for the Christ impulse, and for love. It is not evolution alone. Evolution without love is not evolution anymore. It is degradation. Love is what brings evolution. That is the illusion. The illusion that it is evolution alone and we physically evolve outside. But no, we do evolve from our inner soul, from our inner spirit, and our body follows along. Of course, this body can only follow along for a lifetime, but when it dies, your soul and spirit go further, create a new body that is more inclined, more in line with what you have cultivated for yourself. So to have a certain direct line of every life you've been living, then you can get to know yourself, why you are like you are, what have you done in earlier lives to make you such a person. Because karma, I give one example of karma, and from there we just have to feel ourselves for it, because it's extremely hard to find karma. If you slap somebody in the face in a past life, you will slap yourself in the face through another in this life or in our next life. That is karmic, because you slap somebody in the face after you passed, you went through that and felt how that person felt when you slapped him, and you want to make amends, which is why you come down to earth again. That is just one. You have probably done many of these and have to come down to make more amends to different people. But that is what karma is about. We come down here out of our free will. We feel an obligation to come down here. We have made a lot of mess here, and we have a lot of cleaning up and a lot of mastering to do, which is part of life, which is part of being human. And I wouldn't want it any other way, would you? It would be so boring. It would not be freedom anymore. The freedom to choose gratitude despite all the pains. The gratitude is healing. The gratitude is love. Be grateful. Think about gratitude. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for this life. I'm so grateful for being here. I'm so grateful for having this amazing physical vessel of mine with my soul and my spirit and my thoughts that is so amazing, and my emotions that are so beautiful. Even if they are uncomfortable, even if they are intense, they are still beautiful. And my will impulses, I want this, I long for that. But to master it all and to get to know yourself through this, now that is where the gratitude comes in. So, if you want to master yourself, gratitude is your number one friend and companion. Thanks everyone for listening to me. May the divine guide us, and may you find your path and master your existence. Love you all, thank you, and goodbye.